We just spent 2 days in the port at Laem Chabang, Thailand. Yesterday we went to Bangkok, and I hope you saw our video about the day in Bangkok, but on today's video I'm going to show you around the port area here at Laem Chabang what you might choose to do if you were being more spontaneous and wanted to wait and book something after you got here. And I'm going to take you on the tour we took, which goes into the Thai countryside, and we see some amazing sights. Come along! Laem Chabang is an industrial port. From where the ship docked, I can look down to give you a bit of an overview of the terminal area. Shipping containers are all stacked up. This is the cruise terminal building, and here is the lot where all of the ship excursion motor coaches are parked. Inside the terminal gives options for people who are planning their own day in port, but it would be of great benefit to you if you plan to bring some local currency with you. We did not see any ATMs at the cruise terminal, and the shuttle to the mall in Pattaya said it was cash only. We ordered some from our bank before we left home to have a little bit just in case for souvenirs and such. The sign says people can book a taxi to Pattaya, which is about 25 miles away, or to Bangkok, which is much further away, either a car or a van. So if you have a small group, you could potentially go in together and save some money. Some of the taxis also offer sightseeing options, and this could be an option too. If we had not had an excursion booked, I would probably have gone to see this sanctuary of truth. Our guide, Ian, on the cruise ship really talked about how beautiful that was. It is a fully wooden structure, lots of carvings. I think that would have been a neat option if we had not booked an excursion. And at $60 for round trip in a car seems like a good price to me. Or find a second couple and split $70 for a van. They also show prices to go to the Tiger Park, the Nong-Nuch Gardens, and the floating market. So several options right here in port if you wanted to just do your own thing after you got here. You can't walk, though, right outside the port area. It's an industrial port, so you have to take a tour or a taxi or something from the port itself to get outside of the port. Today on yellow number 5, the day in the Thai countryside. Just loaded the bus for our day 2 here, leaving out of Laem Chabang, going to the countryside of Thailand. It started out a little rainy on the bus ride, but by the time we got to the first stop, the skies had cleared and we had a beautiful day. Our first stop was at Wat Yannasangwararam. Maybe I didn't butcher that one too badly. We are in the town of Pattaya, which is more of the Thai countryside. This beautiful structure behind me houses an exhibition about "To what did the Buddha awaken?" I don't know that our group is going in there. We stopped here with our motor coach, I think mostly just for the restroom break here. But if we do go tour, I'll show you around. Our guide is a little hard to understand. I'm sure we are hard for her to understand. Her accent is very thick, but this place is beautiful. I do hope we get to spend a little bit of time here. And if we do, I'll show you what we see. Isn't it all pretty behind me? Lots of birds, lots of dogs in the area. It's a 145-acre temple complex with multiple buildings and gardens. Well, I got my wish. We did stay here for a while. We loaded an open-air shuttle to take us a distance within the complex, with plans to work our way back by walking as we toured. This is a stupa, which I learned is a dome-shaped structure housing sacred relics. Inside the main level of the stupa is a portrait and an altar. Stairs lead up to a second floor with an outside viewing porch. At the top of those stairs was a golden spire, but no photography was allowed. The stairs are made out of marble, which was pretty slick for my sock feet. Our second stop here at this temple complex is at a museum which houses very realistic wax figures of many revered monks. Each one is known to be important in various ways based on the lives they lived or the teachings that they offered. There are so many peaceful spots on the grounds of this temple and areas just begging for a photo. They even have a playground here. We made it back to the parking lot where we started, and now we get to go into the exhibition about Buddha's enlightenment. As I get nearer the door, I see a sign. To what did the Buddha awaken? Well, This exhibition does not have the answer. Instead, this exhibit is to lead your mind to consider questions that are raised and to seek the truth for yourself to find your own answers. The placards in the building explain that the Buddha meditated for 49 days by a bodhi tree, and during that time he became enlightened. He realized that one should avoid two extremes in life, one of self-indulgence or an addiction to pleasure, and the other extreme of self-torture or excessive self-denial. One should seek the middle ground for himself and avoid those two extremes. And there are 8 areas in which people should work. 1 is to attain the right view, the right thought, the right speech, the right action, the right livelihood, the right effort, the right mindfulness, and the right concentration. Our second stop on the tour led us to a Chinese museum and temple. I will attempt to pronounce it too. Viharnra Sien. It was built about 37 years ago to celebrate that king's 60th birthday. Our tickets were included in the tour, but if you're coming on your own, the opening hours are 8 to 5, and the admission was 100 Thai baht at the time of this recording. The outer courtyard is filled with primarily Chinese gods. However, we see some Hindu and Thai influences as well. Let's walk around the grounds a bit. And I think these are all Chinese gods. Beautiful orchids that are in this tree. Let's walk around this front entrance a little bit more. These gods over here look like they're ice skating. I'm sure that's not what it is, but that marble is so shiny. This is definitely Chinese. Wow, this place is massive. This dragon is supposed to make peace for the general public.
All the religions are very jealous, you know.
Time to go inside. The building is 3 stories tall. Once again, take off your shoes. I am really glad I got some Skechers that slip on and slip off easily. That has made this trip great for all these temples. Ooh, very pretty and colorful. The first 2 floors are all Chinese. The 3rd floor is Thai, and I'll show you some of my favorite discoveries in this museum. This may be the closest I ever get to the real terracotta warriors in China. Great display of them behind me and in front of me. Let's go look a little closer. I'm here on the 3rd floor of this building now. The 3rd floor houses all of the Thai decorations, where the first 2 floors were Chinese. Looking down at the courtyard below gives us a whole different view. And then we'll go inside and look at the Thai. See our motor coaches parked up ahead, the water in the distance. Lots of dragons in the artwork. The yin yang, the symbol of the balance of life. Okay, let's go inside now. Definitely looks more Thai. The Chinese Buddhas seem to be fatter. The main Buddha, anyway. This guy is definitely not a fat Buddha. Paintings all around the walls. Beautiful chandeliers. I think the last stop of our tour is going to be over there. There's a mountain in the distance that has an engraving on it and we'll get to see that a little more close. But let me turn around and let you see it from here anyway. That's where we're going next. And it's always good to know where the toilet is. It's just outside of this building and down the way a little bit. There is a map telling you all of the things that you might see in the area. There it is. Even has a ramp if you need a ramp or the stairs. The problem is, though, it is not free and I don't happen to have any money with me. This is one of the shrines. You might see a shrine like this outside of a business or a home. There are a few shops just outside where the buses park. They're doing those little foot massages where the fish eat the skin off your feet. And there are some things to drink. Our last tourist stop of the day before we go to lunch is here at a giant Buddha engraving. It is said that this is the largest Buddha engraving in the world, and it is inlaid with gold. It is not painted gold. The Buddha that enlightens and shines with brightness and sublimity. Several viewing areas and photo platforms, but I think I'm going to come up here close at least first, and then we may go back to see if we can get a better picture from back. I think this is going to be pretty cool. There are toilets here by the Buddha carving. They cost 5 baht per person to use, and they did give change, which was nice. We finished our tour with a buffet lunch at a nice restaurant and then back to the ship. As our ship was pulling away from port, I saw rows upon rows of cars being driven onto this huge ship ready to be exported from Thailand. Thailand exports a lot of cars. How cool is that? Time to say goodbye to Laem Chabang. We're headed out of port now. Next stop will be Cambodia. Hope you enjoyed our 2 days out of Laem Chabang, going to Bangkok and to Pattaya. We will see you next time. This is Shirley with Shirley's Journeys, and I hope all of your journeys are pleasant ones.